This is the Motivation Project, where I'll be talking to people that I consider inspiring, genuine, and most importantly, motivating.
Yeah. You know how it is, only the powerful know what power is. We power lift the planet, god damn it. You feel the power shift, crowd west, perfect form. No cowardice for hours, lift weights, create greatness like the Maoris did. Soul Jack, tell him straight, mate, you don't know Jack. Strong enough to lift the whole car up with no jack. Jack the weights up until he's so jacked that when he does push-ups, he just pushes down and the globe cracks.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Motivation Project, where I speak to people who I find inspiring, genuine, and most importantly, motivating. Bit of a different setup today. It's just going to be me talking. Obviously, I haven't been on YouTube for a while or done a podcast for a while, so I just thought I'd take this opportunity to just jump on here, sort of talk about what's been going on, and also answer some questions that you guys sent me on my Instagram story that I posted yesterday. So there's a bunch of reasons why I haven't been as productive with the YouTube content recently. The main reason being that university this year has been so busy. This is my 4th year of study and it's so much more intense than any of the previous years. It's still enjoyable. I'm still finding the time to go to the gym almost every day, as if you follow me on Instagram you'll have noticed. I still post on there because it's easy, it doesn't take long. I just film sort of 1 or 2 sets from the workout and then just crop them down, throw some music in. It really doesn't take up much of my time, but the YouTube content takes a lot more effort and I'm a lot more sort of a perfectionist when it comes to those videos because I want them to be good quality. So that's sort of the main reason why I haven't really been on YouTube. I also noticed that every time I sort of slacked off and then came back, I kept promising you guys that I'd be releasing a video every week or a certain time period. But from now, I'm just going to say whenever I get around to it, whenever I have time and whenever I feel like I can put a lot of effort into it, then that's when I'll be dropping videos. And then when it becomes a bit more of a habit, then you'll probably notice that the videos become more frequent again. So jumping into the first question, will you be making more YouTube content? So yeah, like I just said, I will be making more videos. It'll be a mixture of workout, food, more podcasts. I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot more podcasts this year, starting with this one. So the next time you see a podcast drop, it'll be with a guest. It'll be back to the normal format of sort of interviewing them, sort of getting a look into their lifestyle, how they think, what they do, what motivates them. And hopefully putting some good content back out there on YouTube for you guys. The next question is, why haven't you released the videos from the summer yet? Now this is from Arminus, who I train with when I'm at home, and if you follow me on Instagram you probably see him a lot in my posts, especially over the summer and the Christmas periods. What he's referring to is, in the summer I wanted to film one of my events training sessions leading up to the competition I did last year. We got some decent footage and I just never got around to editing it. I've still got it stored on my phone. Some of it's actually in the new intro for the YouTube channel, but again, it's just one of those things. I never got around to doing it, and then it got so long that I kind of felt like it was a bit irrelevant to make a video out of it. But although you guys probably see him just spotting me a lot in the videos, he also does a lot of work behind the scenes to help me out. Whenever we're training together, he always films my set if he's not spotting me. He always helps with the weights. When we were training in the garden, he did a lot with setting up. So he does a lot, and so I just wanted to take this moment to say thanks, Arminus. The next question is, what do you study at uni? So at the moment I'm doing my master's degree in sustainable building design. Prior to that, I did a bachelor's degree in architectural design and technology. So very similar to architecture, it has all the design aspects of it, but at the same time it's also planning and designing the construction of the building. So the idea is to design something that's really nice to look at, but also could actually work in the real world. And so for example, if I was designing a house, then it's also my job to draw out exactly where each brick would go, where the materials come together, specifying the materials, so exactly what they are and where they come from. I chose to do the Masters in Sustainable Building Design because sustainability is becoming, or has already become, a really big aspect in today's world, and I think it's something that needs to be pushed a lot more. The construction industry is massively responsible for a lot of the waste and the negative effects on the environment. The gym still is and always will be a massive staple in my life, but as far as making content goes, it's got to take the back seat when it comes to university work. And like I said earlier, this course is really super intense, and it takes a lot of my time and my energy. So for now, content creation is going to have to become a second priority. What is your training looking like at the moment? So at the moment, I'm doing a bit of a body recomposition. In my pursuit of strength, I just got huge, and not totally in the best way. So I was quite round, and it just became too much. So I'm just taking the time now to become leaner, to sort of build my fitness back up. And I'm still strength training. So at the moment, I'm starting my workouts with a strength building exercise, and then the rest of it is more bodybuilding style. I really enjoyed the bodybuilding style of workout. One, you're burning a lot more calories, but also just the feeling, the pump, the DOMs the next day, as sore as they might be, it's just such a great feeling. Whereas when you're strength training, your muscles and your body feels tired, but you don't necessarily get the feedback from your muscles that you do with bodybuilding style of training. So that's why I've sort of gone back to that. But like I said, still starting with strength training exercises. I still want to get as strong as possible. I'm just going about it a bit of a different way at the moment. As far as my training week is sort of split up, I have adopted what's called a pro split rather than a bro split. It's a term that I got from IFBB Pro Fuad Abiyad. If you don't follow him, you should really check him out. He does some great content, a lot of different workouts, and his podcast, Bodybuilding and Bollocks, the Real Bodybuilding Podcast, Bro Chat, they're all really great and really entertaining. But he has a term called pro split rather than bro split. So it's set up in the similar way to bro split. So, you know, chest, back, legs, whatever it might be. But it's all about prioritizing the muscle groups that you believe you need to work on. So for me, my shoulders are quite a priority, because although I'm quite wide, I feel like a lot of my width comes from my arms rather than my shoulders themselves. So I want to build some width in the shoulders, but also I want to increase my pressing strength overhead. It's probably my most lagging lift at the moment. So that is the first day of training for me. Then it's quads. I've split my leg workouts into 2 workouts a week, so one for quads and one for hamstrings. Both days I train calves, but quads comes first because I want to increase the size of my legs. My legs, in terms of strength, they develop pretty quickly, but the size of them is not actually that big, and I really want to keep the look of having big legs. I think it looks awesome. So that's why I hit quads after shoulders. The next day then is chest, then back, then arms, then hamstrings, then rest day. So the reason there's a day in between back and hamstrings, one day in between, is because I don't want to deadlift and Romanian deadlift 2 days back to back. I want to give my lower back a bit of a breather, a bit of time to recuperate. But also, by doing arms in between, it means I put one more day in between training my triceps and training my shoulders. So it means that I'm really maximizing the use of my triceps to lock out overhead. So that's the kind of style that I'm doing at the moment. Like I said, start off with a strength building exercise. So for shoulders, it's strict press. For quads, it's squats. For back, it's deadlifts. For chest, it's bench. Starting off with those, building up to a good set of about 5 reps, around that range. And then after that, into the bodybuilding style of working out. What made you stop playing uni rugby? There's a few reasons. So in my first year of university, I joined the rugby team, and I played for most of the first year, but I haven't played since then. like I said, there's a few reasons. One of them being that the timetabling for my course never seemed to match up with training and game days. Either I was having to miss a training or miss a match, and it was really frustrating to try and work it all around. Like I said, university's got to be the priority, so that kind of interfered with rugby. Also, the harsh truth is that when I was playing in the first year, the team was being picked based on things other than how good players were. So if you know anything about rugby, you know that on nights out people do stupid things, and it's always quite daring and like just goofing around, that kind of stuff, which I'm up for. I don't mind that at all, but I think it should be kept separate from the pitch. And unfortunately, when it came to the uni team, it seemed to be that the people who were up for doing the more stupid things were getting picked over the people who were actually going to training, wanting to play because they wanted to play rugby, not because they wanted to go out after a match. And that resulted to a lot of losses, a lot of players who were good players not getting as much game time as they deserved. And for me, it just became extremely frustrating. So, I decided to just leave it for now, and I'll come back to it at some point. I definitely will go back to rugby because it's a sport that I really, really enjoy, and it's a shame that I haven't played it for so long. Are you going to compete again? Yes. Long story short, yes, I am going to compete again. Like I said, focusing on a bit of body recomposition at the moment. I'm not currently signed up for any competitions. If I see one that sort of sparks my interest, then I'll sign up for it. But right now I'm not training for a contest in particular. It's not because I've given up. It's not because I don't want to. I do want to. I just need to focus on getting my body to where I want it to be. And then I can start building up my strength from there again. How did you get into training? So years ago, like before high school, I wasn't an athletic kid by any means. I could hardly walk in a straight line, let alone run. And then sort of between primary and high school, I suddenly lost a lot of fat, became a bit more athletic, and found an interest in sports. I didn't like sort of typical sports like football and basketball and that kind of thing. I found that I preferred the more physical sports. So I joined the rugby team at high school, and then I also had an interest in rollerblading, which is so roller skating is where the skates have the four wheels, two at the front, two at the back, and then blading is when they're all in a straight line, similar to ice skating but on wheels basically. And I really enjoyed that. That was like a hobby of mine that I did at the weekends. And me and my sister, we used to go to these sessions in a sports centre where it was just for practicing rollerblading. They do like challenges and play games and help people work on their skating skills. And when I started, I really could hardly stand up on the skates, but I got pretty good. And the guys that were leading those sessions, they also ran a roller hockey team, which again is sort of like an ice hockey team but on rollerblades. And they asked me and my sister if we wanted to go along and try it out, and so we did. And I really got into it, and I got pretty good. I ended up playing for the senior team while I was still a junior, as well as playing for the junior team. But then I was really getting pretty good at rugby with the school team, and we went to a tournament against other schools, which was held at the local rugby club, Luton Town Rugby Club. And after one of the matches, the director of rugby at the club at the time approached me with a form and asked me to come and play for them. So then I had a choice, because rugby meant training 2 days a week and a game 1 day a week, and roller hockey also was training and games. So I chose rugby because I felt like I enjoyed it more, and I felt like I had a bit more of a chance to progress further. So I stopped playing roller hockey, started playing rugby for both the school and the town, and I wanted to improve as much as I could. And when I spoke to my coach at the time, he recommended that I start lifting some weights, get a bit stronger. I was sort of in between body types where could be quite fast and go out on the wing, or I could beef up a bit, get a bit stronger and go into the forwards. And I really liked the physicality of the game, so I decided to put on a bit more weight, put on a bit more strength, and join the forward squad. So I remember I was under 16 at the time, and when I spoke to my dad, he was really into the gym. He was going to the gym, and he was big and muscular, and he gave me his old dumbbells, you know, the metal ones with the interchangeable plates, and he showed me a few basic exercises. And then the gym that he trained at, you had to be at least 16 to train there. So on my 16th birthday, he took me to the gym. I remember we did a back workout, and I instantly just fell in love with lifting weights. So I wanted to go more and more and more. So he continued to take me to his gym, and I remember when I first started, I was lifting such small weights, just like everyone does. We did the first shoulder session we did, I had the 2.5 kilo dumbbells, and I remember pushing them up and just had no stability in my tricep, just straight onto my head. But it didn't stop me. I still wanted to go. I still wanted to train. And then after high school, when I went to sixth form, there was a gym there, and me and a few of my mates, we decided we were going to train there. We started training there, and when I first started training, you know, I wanted to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, just like everyone does. You want to be big and muscular and have a great physique. And then, so we trained there for about a year, and then we went to we started going to a local gym, and that's when I realised how much I liked lifting heavy weight and how much I wanted to increase the weight on the bar. And then it no longer became about how many reps I could get or how muscular I looked. It became about how strong I was. And so I continued to try and up the weights. And in my first year of uni, I didn't know a whole lot about nutrition. Obviously, I knew like what foods are good for you, what foods are bad for you. And I just went on a bulk, and I just was eating 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 calories a day. And I put on a lot of weight in a short period of time, and that's why a lot of it was fat rather than muscle. I was increasing my strength and I was getting bigger, and I think that blinded me into believing that I was still, you know, in good shape. And then one day I just looked in the mirror and I was like, nah, that's not it. So that's why I'm doing the body recomposition. And that's really, yeah, that's how I got into weight training. All right, the last question we're going to do now is, how do you force yourself to be so active every day no matter what is going on? I think it comes down to a mixture of motivation and discipline, because discipline will take over when motivation isn't there. When you wake up and you're tired and the bed is so comfortable and the pillow is calling you, and you know that you need to get up and you need to be active, then that's when discipline takes over, and you remember sort of why you're doing what you're doing, and you remember your goals, and that's what sort of drives you to get out of bed, get to the gym. But also, I'm lucky enough to be someone who truly actually does love being in the gym and doing the workouts. I'm not doing it just because it's the only way to get the results. I'm doing it because it's what I enjoy doing, and I can't imagine not enjoying it. So I heard a great quote the other day. I'm not sure who said it originally, but I heard it in a video, and it was that lions don't just hunt to catch their prey, they enjoy the hunt. And I think a lot of people are so focused on the goals and so focused on getting to their goals that they forget to actually experience the journey and enjoy it. And like I said, I genuinely just enjoy going to the gym, lifting weights, and I feel like if I'm not doing that, then something's missing, something's wrong. So I'm lucky enough to still be in love with the training, and hopefully, I mean, I can't see that love would ever disappear, but hopefully it doesn't. And I think it's a good note to end this video on, is that it's important to have your goals and your dreams and know what you want to achieve and have your plan laid out. But what's more important is enjoying the process. And I think a good note to end on is to remember to not get so caught up in the goals and the destination, but also remember to enjoy the journey and learn as much as you can. And I think that's also the secret to longevity, is enjoying what you're doing, because if you're not enjoying it, then the likelihood is you're going to give up on it. So we'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully that's given you something to think about. Like I said, there will be more videos to come, and there will be more podcasts as well with people. If you know someone that you think is inspiring, genuine, motivating, or you've got some sort of story to tell, then let me know in the comments. Content will be coming out again. It'll just be when I get around to it. Like I said before, I'm not going to give you guys false promises of saying I'm going to release a video every week when I probably won't. So that's it for now, guys. Just make sure to check the description for links to my social media, and check out the channel for videos that I've made in the past. Let me know what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you share with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one.